Out of all stupid things you've ever done while horny, what's the worst thing you've done? Tried squirting shampoo up my ass because I figured I could find out what it felt like to have someone come inside of me. Turns out, it feels very different and decidedly far worse than the actual thing. Sleep deprived as I am, I hope the universe rewarded you for your curiosity and bravery with beautiful fart bubbles. Sadly, it instead rewarded me with runny, burning diarrhea, but at least my asshole smelled partially like green apple for a little bit. When I was about 14 to 17 or somewhere around that time frame, I once took an air pump for an exercise ball and put the tip into my pee hole, and stepped on the pump. Not sure what I thought was gonna happen, but what did happen was air shot up through my dick into my bladder. I freaked out thinking I was gonna need surgery or something to get it out of there. But all that really ended up happening was the next time I took a piss my dick sputtered and farted. It was actually pretty awesome, lol. Alright, here goes. I was like barely 13 if I remember correctly. My mom had a hot-ass friend who was like 4 to 6 years younger than her. My mom. And one day she basically spent the night, her friend, while my mother ran errands. I got a mean hard-on for her and just walked up to her my raging boner and asked if we could have sex. Maybe even teach me things. Sad to say, she tricked me back to my room and my mother beat my ass the next day. LMAOO. What an absolute chad of a 13-year-old. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I tempted my dick with a switched-on vacuum cleaner, and it instantly took hold. The vacuum cleaner went from a low whir to high scream, monsieur, so did I. Asterisk grabs vacuum cleaner while reading comment. See post. Asterisk puts away vacuum cleaner. I went to a shady sex club in Las Vegas. It was nothing but gross middle-aged men and like one girl that they were all jacking off to. The amount of jizz on the floor and walls gets me sick to my stomach even today. Did you bring a take-home container? I gagged at this thought. I put toothpaste on my clit. I just thought it would be kind of like a lube and tingle. My goodness. It was horrific. I'll never forget the intense burning sensation. Reminds me of the mint-flavored Good Head lube from Spencer's. So much burn. So much fire. The fact that we were getting down and dirty in his super strict parents' living room while they were asleep was the greatest idea to two teenagers. I was howling. He was howling. 4 loud dogs started howling. It was a mess. I ripped a hole in one of my childhood stuffed bears and proceeded to fucking nut in it. Not my proudest moment. I think my dad still has the bear. Well, that's enough Reddit for today. It's all dried by now, don't worry. I assume you mean your soul. He has no soul left after that. I dug a hole in the dirt and stuck my dick in it. That's right. I tried to fuck the planet. Turns out there's lots of tiny rocks in dirt mud. Not very enjoyable. Edit. Well, most upvoted thing I have on Reddit is about me sticking my dick in mud. Thanks for the tree award, lol. And yes, I have seen the newest episode of Rick and Morty. But this was years before that. Geologically, the area where I grew up was a massive lake bed. Thus there is a fine green clay of prehistoric lake silt under everything. The local river carves into this clay, and many parts of the river are delightfully muddy and slick. When you're a horny teen with your friends, covering yourselves in this mud predator style, you end up having ideas. My idea, egged on by the friends, was to fuck the riverbank. It worked. It felt amazing. And then I realized 2 things. I just fucked a riverbank in front of otherwise straight, platonic, and highly mean-spirited friends. And that riverbank clay is, despite its gushy smooth texture, an extremely abrasive exfoliant. Beat off in the church bathroom. Monsieur, I was 12. It was a frustratingly horny time. Holy jizz. I got a splinter up my vagina when I put a homemade mini pool cue up there to see how deep I was. It took me an hour to get it out, then I acted like it never happened. Oh god, that sounds awful. I'm cringing just thinking about that. My 15-year-old horny bastard self fucked a snowbank, took my glove and bored a hole. Jumped on in. It was sensory overload, which made me nut real fast. But the best memory was watching the steam rise up out of the hole as my warm cum melted some snow, like a young man should. What the fuck did I just read? Unsea juice, #giant sip. Her cum and me, my dick, asterisk, sounds like a good idea. Asterisk. And what did you name your kid? Oops, number 1. So when I hit puberty I put 2 magnets on my ding-ding to see if they would attract through. They did. And then they attracted all the way around my slong, and when they met there was a tiny bit of dick skin caught between them. They were too small to pull apart. So I just gritted my teeth and yanked the magnets off. I still have a scar. What the fluttering fuck did I just read? I fucked a microwave banana peel. Professionals have standards. Fucked our temporary flatmate. I'd seriously lusted after her years before in university, but conclude that she was way too hot and popular. Nothing happened. Then she and her 2 sisters came to stay when the heating bust at their place. The youngest was going out with one of my flatmates. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? Well, it started that way. 3 beautiful women under your roof. The 2 younger sisters both worked. My former crush didn't, and generally lounged around the house all day. She did cook though, and one of my flatmates who was studying for exams loved that fact that there was food on tap. On the downside, she drank like a fish and was liable to turn up at any hour of the night, having been out partying. On one such occasion I had fallen asleep in front of the TV and she turned up at about 2 a.m. offering fish and chips. I grabbed a few chips, made small talk, and then ambled off to my bed. She followed uninvited and hopped into bed. Frankly, I was shattered and still half asleep. She said she was horny and we went at it. The twist? She was like a closet dom unleashed. Not my scene. Raked her nails all over my body. Did all kinds of other shit and was generally beyond aggressive. I woke up looking like I had gone a distance with Mike Tyson. She kicked over the furniture and the room looked like a bomb site. She wanted to go again in the morning. No thanks. The guys thought it was hilarious, but I genuinely felt awful and steered clear of her for the rest of the time she stayed with us. Be careful what you wish for. Unlike a significant amount of the other responses on here, this cannot be directly linked to stupid horniness. Horniness. Yes. But if it's 2 in the morning and drunk hot girl is asking to have sex, most of us would have done the same thing. I was young, like 12 or 13, and a friend told me it was really pleasurable. Not to prank me. He really meant it. To jerk off with toothpaste. So basically I used toothpaste as lube and it was really unpleasing. The toothpaste flavor was mint and my dick started having some burning, refreshing sensation. We finally found the one dentist who doesn't approve of Colgate. At least it's fresh. Well, the most shameful thing I ever did, and I'm pretty shameless, I jerked off in a porta-john on Camp Ramadi in Iraq that some other guy was killed in while going to the bathroom a few weeks before. An incoming rocket or mortar hit right next to it when he was inside, and shrapnel penetrated the side and killed him pretty quickly. All they did was basically wash it out with a hose. I justified my actions by telling myself if I had been killed in a shitter, I would still want my buddies to jerk off as often as possible in case they too were killed one day. In my fob, the Potterloo was the only private place on camp. Many a day was spent downloading the porn pics page and taking a trip to Crap Ally. I walked past a Portaloo the other month and had a weird flashback and got turned on. Apparently I have Pavlov's dog myself. Honestly, ask a random dude on Whisper to sext me and he gave me a copy pasta story and I actually got off with it. Edit. Of all the things I've said, I didn't think this was the one that's gonna blow up. Needless to say, I'm embarrassed. Please tell me it started with him getting his robe and wizard hat, stole my sister's dildo and shoved it in my ass while jerking it. I'm a straight male. 'Twas a weird time in my life. Edit. Out of every comment I've made, this is the one that blows up. WTH. If God didn't want a little bit of ass play, he wouldn't have put the prostate one finger length up the butthole. You are wise in the ways of science. Mahatma Gandhi, 1936. Is no one questioning the fact that it was his sister's? You guys are talking about him being into ass play, but this dude took and used his sister's dildo. Not to mention his sister probably used it after. I really hope he cleaned it properly and that dildo wasn't porous. Hand sanitizer is not a substitute for lotion in any solo sexual related circumstance. Just so we're clear on that. 2/10 not recommended. Most people didn't need to try it to know that. Lol. Took a girl home that I knew had a weird eye fetish. Was one of the strangest experiences of my life. Wait, what? No, seriously, what? I need the rest of the story. Exclamation mark. I've seen some weird shit on the internet. Japanese girls licking eyeballs. This is where my mind went. Icy hot. Needs no further explanation. I cut a hole in an apple and microwaved it. You're supposed to use an orange or a grapefruit. The apple had to hurt. It was a jagged cut, and burning hot. Needless to say, I used my hand after I tried it a couple of times. Third time's the charm, trust me. Give it one more go. Tried to shove a bar of soap up my ass. I did the same thing in the shower one time. Created a username in the hopes that some stranger will send me boobs and or pictures of Drake in Josh upon reading it instead of studying for exams in medical school. I like that you didn't create a new account after that, but just went on with it for over 2 years. By now, I may be a horny shit poster, but at least I have conviction. I used to babysit my aunt's boy and girl during my teen years. And after they had went to bed, and I was sure they were asleep, I used to go into my aunt's bedroom and look throughout her underwear. When I found a suitable thong, I would put it on and pull out her rabbit vibrator and use it on my dick and balls. Great orgasm. But the post-nut guilt and cleanup was terrible. What the fuck? Not gonna lie, I was getting really worried about where this might have been going when I first started reading it. When I was like 13, I was intensely horny and decided that I needed to know what having stuff in my ass felt like. I made a makeshift dildo out of modeling clay covered in plastic wrap, and got out a tub of Vaseline to use as lube. I applied the Vaseline to my butthole liberally, and it instantly started burning. It was like someone had lit my asshole on fire. I checked the expiration date on the tub, and it was 5 years out of date. I decided that was enough for one night and shamefully waddled to the bathroom to clean myself up. Kept masturbating through the pain until I wasn't even giving it time to heal and recover between days. By the time I was ready to finally let it heal, it wouldn't. I'm still in constant pain 2 years later, and I'm extremely sensitive to irritation and injury. The last time I masturbated was a month ago, and I'm still in such bad shape that I wouldn't dare wear normal pants for fear of making it even worse. At this point it seems like I might just be stuck like this. Might I cordially recommend seeing a doctor? Might I aggressively recommend seeing a doctor? Go to the fucking doctor. Doctor now. Doc man. I've seen a few. They usually recommend that I stop masturbating. It seems to be some variant of Peyronie's disease. Apparently the immune system isn't always very kind to injuries in that neighborhood. Sticking my dick into a pool noodle. Watch out for that Delta P son. Jar of mayo. Nothing else needs to be said. At least it wasn't a coconut. I had forgotten that story, goddammit. Nice try FBI. No wait, CIA. Dirty tricks MI6. Not so cool, Interpol. Not getting to meet KGB. Not today, NSA. Nice attempt at obscurity, Department of Homeland Security. A girl basically used me as a butler for an entire week at school. I basically paid around $60 of food for her by driving around and buying it and stuff. Doesn't matter. Still got laid in the end. first time I was with a girl who had huge tits, so I consider it worth it. What an actual sim, not even joking. You're 15 and spend all day alternately watching Minecraft YouTube channels and playing Minecraft. I don't think you're in a position to judge. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.